I had an idea. I don't know if anyone else has had this idea yet or not, but I thought about making a droid collar. So I put one together, and why not? You could call your droid too. Okay, so we're gonna go over the droid collar kit here. So what you're gonna get from me is the case, basically. That's it. It's gonna be the top, body, and then there's going to be a little button like this that you're going to have to put in. So the electronics, you're going to have to get those from Amazon, and I will have all the links for this stuff for you, and it's really not that hard, but I can't, it'd be hard for me to keep all this stuff in inventory, so you're going to have to get these on your own. So you're going to get yourself the RF relay, and again there'll be a link for it, and you're going to get one of these, probably going to be a pack of them. These are the SM 3-pin connectors that we use inside the R2, where we're doing all of our connecting to where the Christmas lights would be. This plugs into that, same as pretty much anything else that we're doing in there. Now if you don't have your R2 removed from the base, you're going to have to figure out some extensions probably to make this work. And then you're going to get one of these. It's a mono 1/8 headphone jack. This is going to get plugged in to where the step pad would go on the control box of your R2. All right, so first thing, you get this piece. You're going to pry the case open. I already did that. It'd probably be easier if you just took this out for now. And we're going to be working with that. And this guy, it's got a bunch of different cables on there, but it's pretty easy. It's going to eventually get plugged into here, but for now, oh, and you can look real close at the bottom if you're not sure where the positive and the negative are, and we're going to be using the COM and the NO on this side. Okay, so that's going to be positive, negative on this side, the red and the black. We're not going to worry about this blue one. And then we're going to use the yellow and the white on this side. So you're going to take your SM 3-pin cable. Let's put this over here for now. And this one you're going to be using the red for the positive. You're not going to worry about that green one. And then the white for the negative. In fact, let's get rid of that green one right now because it's going to be in the way. Okay. All right. So you're just going to be connecting these up. Red to red, white to black, and either different ways you can do this. If you don't want to do with solder, and I know I showed some other connectors where they needed a heat gun, but another group member talked about these things, these little push button connectors that are pretty handy, and with those, all you do is put the red, and there's little holes on the bottom, so you put. If I could see red on one side and the other red on the other side, just stick them in there. Once you got them in there, just push that orange button down, and then they're connected. And then do the same thing with the black and the white. All right, I got those connected. That's going to be your power. And then we're going to be using the white and the yellow with your headphone jack, the part that goes in the step pad jack hole, whatever you want to call it. And this one, it doesn't really matter which way they go. I'm going to do red and yellow and black and white, and I'm going to do the same thing with these. All right, and we got all those put together. That's it. That's all you got to do for that. That's your. Again, you're not using this blue one, so don't worry about that. You could cut it off if you want. All right, so you're going to take this part, and we're going to be plugging it back into here. The black is going to go to the right. I think it only really goes in one way, so you really can't screw that up. Push it together. There's that. You put it back in your case. There we go. Put that back together. Don't pay attention to my black one fell out of my connector, so yours hopefully won't. All right, once you got that, you're going to take, okay, you're going to have this button. It's going to go in your Droid Caller here. And you might need to use some tweezers or little pliers. If your fingers are small enough, you might be like, you're gonna put it in this hole here, like that. That's gonna be your button. Then you're gonna take this with the button forward, just drop it in there. So when you push this, it pushes the button on that. Put it back together. All right, pretty much it. So what you're gonna do then is you're gonna plug your SM3 pin into the power inside your R2, where the Christmas lights would go normally. This is going to get plugged into the little jack for the step pad, and that's it. And make sure that on your control box you set the little switch to the step pad setting, and then when you hit the button, if all went well, it'll trigger your R2 to go. Just another reminder though, when you're on your step pad setting, the motion sensors don't work, so you kind of have to choose one or the other with that one. But I like this because you can kind of, you know, it reacts pretty much immediately, so that's kind of cool. One additional thing I forgot to add, and I'm just going to put this in here at the end. If you want to run several things out of your power inside, where you know where the Christmas lights would normally be, you can get a splitter, so you can still run your Astro Pixels. You can plug in your trigger for the Droid Caller and anything else that you might want to power. So I'll put a link for this too up in there.